Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on livehip-hop-daily.tv. Got my guest in the building tonight. Spark, what's good with you, man?
What up, man? Everything good.
Hey, shit, man. You know, I surprised you earlier today, man. When you walked in, I hit you with a picture from 2007. Yeah, but we're gonna get into that later. But I'm blessed to be able to. You one of the many artists who've come through the show who is a weed connoisseur and also just a dope MC. But one of the ones who I've actually had a chance to watch kind of grow into where they at right now. You know what I mean? Like I literally remember that picture when I booked you. I was like, I'm gonna go find that picture because like I remember when that kid was rocking around with the mixtapes and shit. Yeah, out here he is, man. But we're gonna get into all that. First off, talk to us about how Atlanta treating you. How's the city been treating you so far?
Oh man, Atlanta been love. It's been love. I mean, it's cold. You know what I'm saying? It's cold, but you know, it's cool.
I'll apologize for the cold. Like people keep saying this is still technically the East Coast. Like I'm from Boston. I moved down south because I wanted heat, and the minute I came down here, I realized they be snowing down here. It be cold. Yeah. It's everything other than what I thought it was about to be.
Yeah, man. It's hella cold, but you know, like wintertime, you know, like. For everybody who get fly, like you really get to get fly in the wintertime.
Oh, for sure.
You know, with the layers and the accessories, you know, scars or something, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's cool on that aspect.
We talking fly fashion right now, man. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get into how you found yourself in hip hop, man. Like how did you find hip hop over like in the first place? Like when was you introduced to the culture?
I can't really say when I was introduced. I mean, to be technical, I wasn't even born in this country. You know, I was born in the country of Panama. My mother's Panamanian. My pops was in the military. He met her out there. And, you know, they had me. But as far as I can remember, even like just through school, like I used to love to write. Like if there's any like subject I excelled in, it would be stuff like English or communications or you know, writing, stuff like that. So I just love to write, and you know, when I started, you know, making it rhyme, it just came so easy. I just felt like this is what I was like supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? And to be here, I feel like I'm on the right path. You know,
word, man. Who are some of the artists I guess you did catch on to eventually when you did find the culture?
I was real big on like a lot of East Coast rap.
Okay.
Like Jay-Z, DMX, Fabulous, you know what I mean? Yeah. But me being from Texas, I mean, I always had to hear, you know, like the screwed and chopped stuff. And, you know, I was a fan of that as well. So I kind of feel like my style is like a mixture of, you know, being from the South, but still being able to be like, you know, lyrically inclined with it too. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, growing up in Texas is a different animal. You know what I'm saying? I tell people Texas is like California. It's almost like this own country inside of the country.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, for one, you know what I'm saying, when you growing up in Texas, what was it like growing up in Texas? And also, how did that Texas music scene inspire you as far as being an artist?
Man, it hella inspired me. Like I grew up listening to like, when it comes to Texas music, like, you know, the Chameleonaires and the Paul Walls, you know, that comes from the camp of, you know, DJ Michael 5000 Watts from Swisher House. You know what I mean? Like, one of the biggest DJs, if not just the South, but definitely in Texas, like for sure. You know what I mean? So I grew up on him, and you know, it's just kind of funny to fast forward, you know, just in 2016, you know, he became our tour DJ. You know, and we toured like all through Texas and even, you know, a few spots outside of the state. You know what I mean? Like all paid gigs with a deposit sent in the back end when we pull up, you know. And that was my first, you know, like headlining tour. You know what I mean? It was called the Rapper and the DJ tour, just me and Watts. So to be able to tour with somebody like him, you know, and to have somebody like that acknowledge what I got going on, it was just crazy.
That's solid, man. You know, it's crazy. Like again, when you said the paid shows, that's one thing I used to love about Texas artists. They get paid to do to do the rapping thing. Like that's no lie about that, man. Yeah. You know, and the thing I love about Texas is one of the illest independent scenes you'll see when it comes outside of the Bay. You know, to be completely honest with you, like everything down there is self-sustained. You have your own labels. At one point they had their own distribution. You know what I'm saying, when it came to the CDs, everything was just kind of a made for Texas almost. Yeah. Now you in Atlanta, and Atlanta's a different animal when it comes to the independent scene. You know, like they definitely. The artists are grinders, you know what I'm saying? Like they definitely hungry as hell, but it's not the same mentality where it comes, you know what I'm saying, where y'all was. What's the biggest difference you've seen in the scenes between Atlanta and Texas since you've been in Atlanta?
I think the biggest thing is like I ain't been here long enough to really know, but I know for sure back at the crib, you could still press up your CDs and eat.
Yeah.
Like CDs still sell. Like people still press up CDs.
People still got CDs in their car in Texas though. You know,
like,
they got
sure.
old
like,
schools. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's the grind. Like back home, I know it's like a streaming age and everything.
Yeah.
You know, but I come from where like if I wanted to put out a tape and I pressed up like 1,000 pieces, like I know for sure like I'd be shipping them out at $10 a piece, like to the people who support my music. You know what I mean? Like it's well documented if you follow my career like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, to speak that, because you ain't lying. If you pass me a CD up here, I'm gonna ask you where you want me to play this. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got no CD player. I don't even know nobody with a CD player.
Believe that.
But you go to Texas, yeah, all them old schools, somebody got a CD player.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So somebody buying that, man. So that I know that's. And I've always wondered that the biggest differences between the two. Cause I know if people, they look at Atlanta almost like it's Narnia or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you come out here and you just magically turn into whatever you're supposed to turn into as an artist. But I'm like, if you go to a place like Texas, that's almost like a breeding ground to become an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like that grind teaches you how to become an artist.
Yeah, it's trippy. Like I was telling somebody the other day, like back home, especially in my city, it's like a real small city.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like big fish, small pond out there. But when I come out here, even though I got a deal, I'm still virtually, to some people, probably a lot of people out here, like, you know, nameless, faceless. You know, even though I'm signed to a platinum selling producer like Drumma Boy.
Yeah.
Like I still have to come here and put in the work to make these people be fans of mine and understand why somebody like Drumma would sign me and have me move out here to work on my album. So yeah, it's crazy.
That's what's up, man. But this ain't the first time you've actually been lined up with a big name artist. You know what I'm saying? When I first met you, you was signed to Scarface.
Definitely.
Speak to us about that experience, and what did you learn from Face as far as like, you know, as being an artist and even the music business? Like, what did you learn in that situation?
That situation just taught me that, you know, even being from a small city, you know, a group of high school kids with the right drive and determination, you can catch the right eye and ear and end up in a situation. And it's up to you to take that situation and push that as far as you could take it. Okay. You know what I mean?
And what happened to the group situation? And you know, were you always just inevitably to go solo, or?
Maybe it was in the stars, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like when the Scarface situation, for those who don't know, I was in a rap group that was called Green City.
Yep.
That was the name of the group. You know, so that situation was never a Spark Dog situation. Like, you know, what I got now is a Spark Dog situation. That was a group situation with my high school homies, and it was dope for what it was worth to catapult whoever wanted to take that and take it wherever they could take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm in this situation, and we're going to push that as far as
I ain't know nothing about it, man. So now you're working with Drumma Boy, and that's a major thing. You know, you're talking about somebody who got Jeezys, the Ushers, like you got a lot of credits under your name. How did you catch the attention of Drumma Boy in the first place?
Like the long version or the short version?
I want the weed version. Yeah, give me the long version. bring it around with it, man.
Yeah, we're gonna take it back.
Yeah, take me back.
All right. Same way how like you showed me that picture from like a music conference back in the day. Well, there used to be like a popping award show called the Southern Entertainment Awards.
Oh, shout out to Gennaro. Yeah, I know that.
Out there in the Tennessee area, or sometimes Tunica, Mississippi. You know what I mean? And I got a homie by the name of Hood Boss, but now he goes by Hoodie Baby. He's with Wayne. But anyway, he was cool with Drum. And so Hood Boss was like our mutual friend. We got introduced by Hood Boss. From there, we had like a cool like little texting relationship just from bumping into each other at different events. And then he ended up in Texas, and I ended up popping up at one of his South by Southwest events that he was hosting, talking about Drum. Yeah. And I just came to say what's up, and he was like, yo, if you want to, you know, rock out on stage, feel free. And I performed. And when I performed, it turned into a situation where we got way more cordial with each other after. I could tell like he appreciated my music. Maybe like 2 years after that, I ended up out here for A3C. I hit him up like, yo, I'm in your city, like what's popping? I'm really thinking like, you know, it's A3C, let's go turn up at a club or something. He's like, yo, I'm in the lab. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want to see me? Shit, pull up to the studio. And I'm like, you know, damn, like, he's inviting me to the studio, you know what I'm saying? So, shit, I shoot to the studio, I play on some records, he likes the records, he gets to talking about how he wants to put out like a DJ Khaled type album, but like with his production on it, with like a bunch of artists. And he's like, you know, just naming artists that he could see on it, like Jeezy or Yo Gotti or Gucci. And he was like, you know, and if Spark got something hard, it'll go on there too. And it's like, to hear him say that, just kind of like damn, did he really say that? And so I really just, it went in one ear out the other. Some months go by, he surprises me like, yo, check your email, I sent you some beats.
Yeah.
One of the beats ended up, he sent me like 3. One of them stood out to me, and I recorded a song to it. I didn't actually record the whole song. I just did a hook in the verse, because I'm still thinking of what he told me about how he's putting a bunch of different people on tracks. So I'm like, yo, he could probably get somebody on the record, so I could shoot it to him like that. Like, this is what I came up with. And I'm like, I'm thinking like, you know, I can probably hear like 2 Chainz or somebody on it, right? And he's like, nah, this is dope, and this is your song. Like, put another verse on it, like wrap the record up.
Was it that Coolin' record?
It was Coolin'.
Because as you said, I'm hearing 2 Chainz. Like, yeah, I can hear Chainz on that shit.
It's Coolin'. And then, you know, that ended up, I wasn't signed to him at the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I shot a video. I came to Atlanta to shoot the video with him in his studio. And from there, that turned into the reason that he wanted to sign me. Like, he reached out like, yo, you know, I fuck with your music, and if you want to get down, like, let's do some paperwork type shit. And
solid, bro. Solid, man. Well, congratulations on that, man. What's it like working with Drum? Like, I'm assuming that his work ethic is something serious. You know what I'm saying? To be cranking out how he crank out stuff.
All right. For like this, speaking of work ethic, I just moved to Atlanta maybe like a week and a half, maybe like almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The only time that I've seen Drum physically is in the studio. Like, I would think like he like maybe has a bed in the back, you know what I'm saying? Like, but or whatever, like maybe I don't know, bro, but like I only see him in the studio. Like, his work ethic is stupid.
I believe that. Yo, Drum's a very humble dude, but if you get a chance to know him, you can get that from him. That this is what I do. I make music.
That's really like what he does. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna do nothing but make me a better artist. You know what I mean?
Why do you feel like you and him vibe so well?
I just think people who got good ears for music appreciate fucking with people who got good ears for music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't say like me and Drum grew up together, or we went to school together, or, you know, we did dirt together, but, you know, it's the music brought us together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's I don't know if it sounds cliche, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
That's real, man. So you obviously you like working with them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
for sure.
Clearly there's a chemistry. Are we gonna see a Spark Dawg album coming through the mix soon, or y'all working on that right now?
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, like when I first touched down, we had like a label meeting.
Okay.
And so the priorities, you know, as far as everything was laid out, is I'm not the only artist that Drum signed like recently. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a couple of us. We're putting out a Drum Squad compilation, and from that, you know, the streets will gravitate towards who they gravitate towards, and that'll determine, I guess, like who solos drop and shit like that. So right now it's all about the squad. You know what I mean?
Word. That's what's up, man. Well, congratulations to Drumma Boy. Drum definitely got a solid artist.
Thank you.
One who definitely is a cannabis consumer. Like my man, bro. I was running through some of the tracks, man, and another smoking song. And smoke some weed.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking like, all right, yeah, we can get into these conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
When was the first time you smoked weed?
Man, I don't even want to lie to you. I really have no idea. Like, I've been smoking though. I've been smoking though. I mean, shit, we smoked on the way here.
I believe that. I seen this man. Yeah, you rolling with the right one.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's my man.
That's what's up. So when you consume, like, is it part of your creative process? Like, do you do it as a creative thing, or is it just something like as a relaxation? Or why do you use cannabis? I guess
I'm gonna be honest, man. Yeah. Like, I've smoked for so long now. It's like I don't really smoke to like get high anymore. It's just, I'm gonna be honest, like I really just enjoy the act of smoking at this point in my life.
Yeah.
It's the grabbing the weed, breaking the weed down, splitting the guard. Well, I know y'all don't really smoke swishers over here. Like I almost get cussed out every time I pull a Swisher Sweet out. And like since I moved out here, like people like, yo, what's up with you? And I'm like, yo, I'm from Texas. We smoke Swishers, home of Swisher House.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying, dog.
So, but anyway, like, you know, the whole process of, you know, splitting the Swisher, you know, everything, like, it's just what I enjoy doing.
That's what's so. It's like a cathartic moment for my man. Like, like he goes through a process. That's what it is. Do you have a particular strain you like smoking, or is there anything you like smoking in particular?
I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, as much as I smoke, you would think I'd probably be into like the differences between sativas and indicas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like I say, I just enjoy smoking good weed.
You're like a wine connoisseur almost, man. The way he even talk about you probably like the feel of the shit.
Know, yeah, for sure. You know, you gotta make sure it's sticky. You know.
Yeah. You know, and being from Texas, I know you have smoked with some people. Like, tell me you smoked with Devin before. Like, what?
Definitely.
What was it like smoking with Devin?
It's just like what you would think it is. He's just a cool dude. He's the dude. He's a cool dude.
I heard one story about smoking with Devin. They was like, yo, Devin and Mike Dean pulled out a what was it, one of them vape shits? Like it was like a big ass balloon. It was like, yo, it was just full of smoke. All they know is they said, yo, I was passed out. They kept going. It was like I looked up, I woke up, it was 4 hours later. They still up in there talking about jamming the music and just smoking. I'm like, that's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's a lifestyle right there, man. Who else have you had a chance to smoke with, like as far as artist wise?
Artist wise, man. I mean, it's kind of like it's more like who haven't. I mean, everybody smokes weed.
I like you. He's like, who haven't I smoked with?
No, it's like it's more like who doesn't smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like anybody I be around pretty much smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even just think off top. I mean, I don't know. I've been on a tour bus with Lil Jon smoking weed before.
Shit, what was that like?
That was like.
This was Lil Jon back when he had Lil Bo and Lil Sam. Was still the East Side Boys with him?
This was around Scrappy Head Buster and Never Ever.
Oh.
Trillville and Never Ever days. Yeah.
That's what's up. I hope it was probably good weed at that time. Like we often speak on the show about how at certain points in our life we have to realize we were smoking bad weed and we thought it was good weed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain between 2007 and about 2010, I smoked a lot of Arizona, a lot of popcorn mid. I thought was some good weed. That wasn't no good weed.
Yeah.
That wasn't no good weed.
Popcorn, they used to be big in Dallas. They used to call it corn. Yeah, I remember that.
Bro,
yeah,
I used to get
corn.
Let me tell you how much I love Dallas, bro. Like Dallas, if I could live any place else on earth, it might be Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas is live.
Bro, I had one of my best experiences in Oak Cliff one time. Shout out to Twisted Black. Matter of fact, Twisted Black was
free Twisted.
Free Twisted Black. Twisted Black brought me into the hood to buy some weed.
Oh,
yeah, matter of fact, this conference. Twisted
gangster.
Black brought me in the hood to buy some weed.
That's gangster.
Man, I wish I could have filmed that back in the day. That was the craziest moment. Yeah, Free Black, man, that was crazy. I remember we walking down the street, and I'm thinking, I should get robbed at this point, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like I should be robbed at this point, but I'm not. Bro said, how much weed you want? I only had $10. I said, I want to get a dime. So my man pours weed in my hand. So I'm like, what, you want me to pour some out, take some out? And I'm thinking, he looking at me and I'm looking at him like, he don't know I'm not from here. He looking like, damn, this nigga already got me for $10. And this nigga like, but I'm like, so I took all that shit and burned it down, boy. But
yeah, for sure.
First time I also saw somebody with baby bottles of syrup. Like they had them out there like they was selling the joint. Baby bottles. Like they on the corner with baby bottles. Like I'm in that hood at this point.
Well, see, because that's how you could tell, like, you know, the bottles had the ounces lined off.
Man,
and
y'all scientists with
niggas
this lean,
in the hood,
boy.
you feel me? Like that's the most closest thing you can get
to a
you
scale.
Have like the ounces, and you know you sell drink by the line by the ounce. So it's like, you know, that's for those who don't know, you know. So
you know, it was also that is so insane. But yeah, I love Dallas, man. Like Dallas gave me so many good memories. Matter of fact, Dallas gave me this memory. And I brought it out because again, I wanted to reflect on the fact I met this kid when he was a young bull, man. Like, and that's so crazy. Baby boy, man. Yeah.
High school shit.
That's crazy, man. But you've been grinding ever since that time, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you could look back at that kid right there, like, what would you tell him about the music industry? Like, what to avoid, what not to avoid, like, how to survive?
I think. Well, you know, when you young, you really just want to make the music.
Yeah.
You know, but then when you get older, then you learn the business. So it's kind of like you're playing catch up to the business.
Yeah.
So I probably would have invested a little more time in the business a little earlier, but it ain't really too much I regret. You know, every step in my career was, you know, a lesson and, you know, a step into me being where I'm at now, which is recording with a Grammy winning,
for sure, platinum
producing producer, you know what I mean, that's gonna do my album, and we gonna go up.
Yes, sir. You know, one of the tracks I like from you that I heard recently was the Lies.
Life Lies. Yeah.
Life Lies, excuse me, Life Lies.
Yeah.
And the thing that caught me was the Donald Trump sample. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Speak to me about that. Like, what made you? What is about that? What about that speech drew you to this song, or how did that sample come about to where it found itself on the song, to where it melts together so smoothly? Like how you telling the story of everything.
Well, I just felt like the quote that's highlighted at the beginning of the video is Donald Trump saying, "I am the least racist person you will ever," you know what I'm saying, you will ever meet. And I just feel like that's a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not racist at all, you're definitely not the least racist person.
I hate when people use absolutes too. Like, don't tell me least. Like, come on,
so
bro.
my thing is, it's like, this is our president.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is the life that we live in, where your president will say that on a TV interview after actions he's done that proves he's probably a little racist. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is the life we live, and he's telling lies. And so I just put it together and called the song "Life Lies" and had that sample playing throughout the hook. Bro,
that shit, it fit, because you ain't told a lie. I am the least racist person you ever met. I don't know that, bro. Like, I might meet somebody who's a tad bit less racist than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I ain't lived that long on Earth just yet.
Yeah.
All right, so a full Spark Dawg album from Drumma Boy. What's that gonna sound like when we do hear it?
Crazy, crazy. Like, I mean, it's man, it's like, put it like this. Anybody can say their ABCs on a beat that drum makes. The fact that I can really rap is just gonna take it to like the next level.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So, and I like that about you as well. Like, you pride yourself as an artist. Like I mentioned, I remember hearing you on them rapid Rick tapes and stuff like that. And again, that's a lesson you had to be able to spit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't just putting people on there, man.
No.
So you definitely take pride in your craft. Do you look at the music industry now and look at artists and see that people aren't necessarily taking so much pride in the lyricism anymore?
Yeah.
Is that a problem for you?
It's not a problem for me, because I feel like music is subjective. You know what I'm saying? It's in the ear of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? There's an audience for people who want to hear people like saying witty, fly, lyrical shit that's gonna make you think sometimes, make you laugh. And there's an audience that just want to turn up too. You know what I'm saying? So it don't really affect me, because I mean, it's billions of people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody don't want to hear what I got going on, somebody do. So I don't really be tripping, man. I'm from Texas, man. Like, it's instilled in us to we lay back, chill. We just keep it as play as possible, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Solid, man. You know what? And if it ain't music, you gonna make it one way or another. You got the grills.
Oh yeah.
Talk about how'd you get into that as far as a side hustle, man?
Man, that's actually been my first hustle.
Really?
Like, I was doing that in high school.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like how I got my name. Everybody they used to call me Sparky. Like, I had the grills and I was making grills and shit like that.
So it had nothing. I always assumed it had something to do with weed. So
it kind of evolved into that.
Okay.
But, you know,
my man had the diamonds on the teeth, and they was like, "What up, Sparky?
Yeah.
Come dine."
Shit like that.
What them boys doing down there? I'm trying to get my Texas on. I know it don't sound right.
You just gotta end everything. You just gotta end everything with already. That's it. You in there.
That's what's up. So yeah, the grills thing is jumping off. Do you ever see yourself, I mean, especially being a consumer of cannabis like you are, do you ever see yourself trying to get involved in the cannabis industry in any way?
Man, I would love to do that. You know what I'm saying? I heard it's pretty expensive to get into that business, like legally.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not that expensive to get in that business like on the streets, but it's pretty expensive to get in that business legally. You feel me? But I would love to do something like that.
Well,
man.
Texas is a place right now that's opening it up a lot, and I give you this recommendation: if you're looking at trying to grow a strain or something like that, find you somebody who's already growing. You know, cut out some of that middleman right there, and just be like, "Look, I'm Spark Dawg. I want Spark Dawg OG."
Yeah, we should do that. I like a nice little ring to it.
Spark Dawg OG. When it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for as an artist?
Man, a kid from a city that probably nobody heard of before they heard of me, that just dreamed big and was known as one of the best to do this shit. I'm like dead serious about that.
I believe you, bro.
Yeah, I'm like dead serious about that.
I believe you, bro. Congratulations on the situation with Drumma Boy.
Thank you.
Congratulations on growing from this kid to the dude who's sitting next to me right now. And thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
That's what it is.
K-Town, stay down, Colleen. Believe that.
That's what's up. And it's Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation.
Drum Squad, spark a lot.